Thank you, Unity Band. We will sing the Lord's Prayer and meditation hymn, followed by Rev Aubree-Lynn's meditation and message titled, Who Are We?
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory
Okay. I would like to read to you. I know it's a little different, but just be open to listen. It's called I Am Music, and this is in honor of the Unity Band. I am music, most ancient of the arts. I am more than ancient. I am eternal. Even before life commenced upon this earth, I was here, in the wind and in the waves. When the first trees and flowers and grasses appeared, I was among them. And when man came, I at once became the most delicate, most subtle, and the most powerful medium for the expression of his or her emotions. When mankind was a little better than beast, I influenced them for their good. In all ages, I have inspired people with hope, kindled their love, given a voice to their joys, cheered them on to valorous deeds, and soothed them in times of despair. I have played a great part in the drama of life, whose end and purpose is the complete perfection of mankind. Through my influence, human nature has been uplifted, sweetened, and refined. With the aid of mankind, I have become a fine art. A long line of the brightest minds in the world have devoted themselves to the perfection of instruments through which my power has charms, and charms may be enjoyed. I have a myriad of voices and instruments. I am in the hearts of all men and their tongues. In all lands and among all people, the ignorant and unlettered know me, not less than the rich and the learned. For I speak to all men, in a language that understands. Even the deaf hear me if they but listen to the voices of their souls. I am the food of love. I have taught mankind gentleness and peace, and I have led them honor to heroic deeds. I comfort the lonely and harmonize the discord of crowds. I am the necessary luxury to all men. I am music. In the past few weeks, as I have watched, listened, and looked deeper in the soul of our church center, I have come up with the question in journaling, in meditation, and actually being here, feeling the energy of the different days. The question that keeps rolling through my mind is, who are we and why are we here? But who are we and why are we here is not the question of the day. The questions are, one, who are we in relationship to the unity principles? Number two, who are we in relation to the practice of the principles? And number three, the bigger question is, what do we want to see happening here? This is the much deeper question. So for me to serve you better, to feed your soul, I find I wish to know more about you individually and collectively. So as Spirit always guides me for every word that I need, I found this writing this week that speaks to my point, and it's called Living Your Beliefs. So it says, don't be content to merely believe the truth. Seek to experience it for yourself. Why are you here? To seek to experience truth for yourself? Your belief may be strong and unwavering, yet there's a difference between belief and certainty. Reach that certainty by living your beliefs, by continually putting them into practice. Solidify your understanding of the truth by experiencing its essence for yourself. It can be interesting and stimulate to speculate about what might or might not be true, what might or might not happen, what might or might not work. What's much more powerful is to know for sure. Take what you've been told, what you've come to believe as a starting point, then take it further to discover the truth for yourself. Honor your trust, your faith, your belief, transforming it all through your actions into certainty. Truth rises up to a whole new level when it comes to life in you, that feeling of goodness, like that aha moment. So the end of this is the crux of the whole writing. Take what you've been told, what you've come to believe, and make that the starting point. There has to be a starting point in everything that we do. Take it further by discovering the truth for yourself. Honor the trust, the faith, belief, transforming it all through your actions. Through your actions. Truth and faith and trust, this is the page we all want to be on, and that includes myself, of course. But what is the truth here? What are we about? Change. Whoa, that is the word that I find that can raise the hair on the back of your neck. I know. And it has also many individual meanings. So I'd like you to think about this as I speak today about what does truth actually mean for you? And see, we're striving for excellence, all of us. Not perfection, but excellence. And excellence will always push you out of your comfort zone. And as part of a church and an organization, it means compromise. It means flexibility. Without vision, we perish. How many of you have heard that? Without vision, we perish. Stagnation conditions do not encourage participation or change. So when we get stuck, nothing can move forward, nothing. Stagnation encourages complacency. So the question is, again, how open are you to change, and do you have the faith and trust in the things that may change here will be done in alignment for the growth and the higher consciousness for all? Think about that. It's not about me, and it's not about each one of you individually. It's about us as a family, as we grow together, as we leave yesterday behind, as we lift up our consciousness and move forward. Within these sanctuary walls, and then outward in our lives and in our community, there has to be a higher consciousness. And what do we want higher consciousness in, anyhow? Well, we want it in love and connection, right? Deep and radical joy. Remember when I was here the first time, I spoke about radical joy, and I remember someone saying to me after, I want some of that radical joy. Healing, mutual support, expansion, possibilities, new visions, or a new vision. And what does that higher consciousness then do? What does that do for us? It changes and transforms our lives and the lives of others. We know that when we're in that uplifted and spiritual, grounded, centered place, as God as our source, there is an expectancy and a bubbling up of joy and excitement within us. And when we're off center, we're down and out. We often hear this phrase, walk the talk, right? Practice what you preach. Actions speak louder than words, and so on and so on and so forth. Gary Simmons, Unity Minister of Spokane, Washington, writes this, that having a mission statement or a vision doesn't make the church mission-centric. Just because we have it doesn't mean we are. He goes on to say, embodying or being your mission that leads to doing of your purpose is the arena of mission-centric ministry. Being your mission, walking your talk, actions speak louder than words. So I would like to see us get to a place where passion and purpose meet. Not purpose and power, not passion and power, but passion and purpose for the good of all. But this is what I know. There's going to be tension between keeping this group happy with the way things are and leading this group over here to the possibilities of what can be. We need to come together as one. We need to come together as one. And this is my goal. We all have times when our actions are out of line with who we are, myself included. Believe me, never put me on a pedestal, because I promise you I will fall off. And most of the times, there's no malice, there's no intent. We don't want to hurt ourselves or wake up and hurt somebody else. I don't know of anybody who gets up in the morning and smiles in the mirror and says, who can I hurt today? At least I hope not. Nobody in here, that's for sure. But we are blessed because we have tools. We have our 5 unity principles. They're the tools that we can reflect on each day. They're the things that can bring us back to center, to be this kind, loving people that we truly are. That's who we were born. So principles, God is all. God is all there is. You are God. You are part and parcel of that individual creator. Co-creating with God, stating your word. I know this. Not, dear God, give me, give me, give me, but I know right here and right now, all is possible. That's our prayer. That's co-creating with God. Communion with God. That peacefulness that comes after through meditation. And expressing as God. God in me, as me, is me. So this is God expressing as Aubree. Am I expressing to my higher consciousness? Am I honoring my higher self? These are the questions. But words to live by are just words unless we actually live them. Jane Goodall says, we could change the world tomorrow if millions of people around the world acted the way they believed. Wow. It's kind of like I want to be the person my dog or cat thinks I am. You know, my cat loves me to death. I mean, it's so great. See, you know what? Everything we do counts. So I'm sure I am doing the right thing. I have to be sure that I'm doing the right thing to bring inner peace and the realization of the potential that this church center is. But I need your help. I need your help. I feel, and this is my own personal opinion, I feel that there is so much undercurrent of uneasiness in our spiritual home, our beloved community. This is what I am feeling after a month of being here. And I feel there is a division here, and this is showing up as spiritual immaturity. Emmett Fox wrote this, and I love it. Never try to force other people to expect spiritual truth. That's a good statement. The rest is what I love. Instead, see to it that they are so favorably impressed with your own life and conduct and the pace and the joy that radiates from you that they'll come running to you on their own accord, begging you to give them the wonderful things that you have. So when we leave here, that's what we want to radiate out there, that people go, what are you, drinking it, bottle it, and we'll make $1 million. See, this is my point. We can't move forward because we've gotten to this point. Where we've gotten to this point is not going to get us out of this point. We have to have a new point of reference to go forward. It's called insanity when we keep doing the same things over and over and over and expecting a different results. I know that all of you have heard this. See, we already are a beloved community. We're all friends in spirit here. But where do we go from here? Where do we go? I believe that we need not to turn a new page, not to open a new chapter, but to co-create together a new book. And I believe we start with one simple purpose and call our new book Transforming Lives from the Inside Out. We start within. We start here. I am here 3 days a week. Anybody wants to come talk to me, make an appointment. Stopping in used to be great, but now God, I'm getting busy. So you do need an appointment. Transforming our lives. We see to it that the people are favorably impressed with your own life conduct, the pace and joy that radiates from you, that they'll be coming running on their own accord, begging you to give them the wonderful things you have here in our spiritual community. We are the people, you and me, that can take our spiritual awareness into the world to be examples of love and compassion. Gary Simmons writes this: what if our church center growth strategies are more about transforming the lives of the people we already have? Us, transforming the lives of the people we already have in our spiritual community than trying to get new faces from the ranks. See, if we transform within, it's an absolutely domino effect that from within to without, and then new doors open and more come in. To be aware of their spiritual beauty, to be aware of the God that they are, to have healing. And we are there as individual ministries then to be there, that we have different things going on that will reach the souls of different people. But before we do that, we have to start from day one, today, in my world, in my mind, in my heart. I loved Circulation Day yesterday, and you know why? Because it showed that we have this higher consciousness, the giving and receiving. And that's truly dedicated walking our talk, right? To be in alignment with spiritual principles. I think there's room for more conversations and classes on mission-centric church, but not yet. Not yet. Can we at first be clear on our purpose? Can we first take a step back and go forward slowly, just clearing the air, just coming from a place of love? You're going to see the roles of the board and the minister will begin to shift somewhat, but there's no wall between them. There are no walls in here. None. So to be brief about all this, according to Gary Simmons, first of all, it takes 3 to 5 years to transform to mission-centric. We're not there yet. We're just not there. And that's no sin. It's just that we're not there yet. Rome was not built in a day. Second, it's my understanding that not every person in here was present for the initial Q process. So I'm going to look into this and find out the details and schedule classes when we are ready and when we're hungry for it. Not because we say, please come, because we can't go forward if you don't show up. But when you're hungry and you say, when are we going to do this? When do we move forward more? But to be brief from Gary Simmons, it says the board will change from a managing role to a modeling role, and then from leading to developing new leaders. So the new leaders are the ones that will have the ministries that will be open to the people who walk through our doors so that they find that which resonates with their heart and soul. The minister moves from a parenting role, and I want to tell you, I am too young to be your mother. So the minister moves from a parenting role then to a spiritual leader. And that's one of the things I want. I don't want on my card it to say minister. I want it to say spiritual leader, because that's what I am. And the minister is essential to the community growing and the focus on the mission. It is my job. That is what you hired me for. So I'm asking you, let me do my job. What's key here and integral, Simmons says, it's the integration of the ministry and the emotional and spiritual maturity of the entire community rather. So that's too much all to discuss here today, but I promise we'll look into this, and especially at the meet and greets at my house. And remember what I told you, if you weren't invited the first time, you'll be invited the second time. I only have 8 chairs in my dining room. So, and we want small groups. But we're going to discuss all this. You're going to tell me what workshops that you want. You're going to tell me what subjects you'd like to hear. You're going to tell me, does this ministry work? What do you think about this ministry? And then I'm going to get together with all of the leaders of those groups after we go through the summer of compiling all this and listening to each other, not cutting each other off, and not being right and not being the loudest, but being the group together that says, wow, I didn't know all of these guys felt this way. Does that make sense? I want to be able to get up in here on Sunday and not do a meditation and doing a reading without apologizing for. I had to preface it today to say to you, well, I'm not doing an actual meditation because I want to honor the band. But I felt like I had to preface it. I'm your minister. I don't have to preface what I'm doing. Not on a Sunday morning. Is that fair? Is that a fair statement? I want to do that again. And another thing, I can use your help with speaking engagements. In case you don't know, I know how to speak. I have had another business, and I've had it for years, and it's called Aubree-Lynn Speaks. And there's flyers back there. Every one of you are in, or almost every one of you are in an organization, or you know someone in an organization. Organizations are always looking for keynote speakers. Take the flyers and go to whomever is in your organization, the Kiwanis and the Knights of Columbus and the Businesswoman's Club and the Businessman's Club. I don't care. Get me out there. See, I'm hoping you already love me in here, but we got to get me out there so more people can love me. Is that right? Yeah? Okay. So, Thomas Trord said we're not bound by precedent. And what that means is what happened in the past doesn't keep us stuck for the future. We're not bound by precedent. What happened in the past doesn't keep us stuck in the future. If I sound a little frustrated, it's not frustration. If I sound annoyed, I'm not. What I know is there's such infinite possibility here. And I saw it when I came. I fell in love with the place as I came through the doors. I knew I belonged here. And I knew that I had the capability, with the help of this strong base that we have right here, to take us to a new dimension. But I'm asking you, help me. Don't talk behind my back. Call and make an appointment. Don't sit in little clusters and talk about what is or what isn't. Make an appointment with me. I am so honored to be here. And I am so blessed by Spirit to have this opportunity to do what I love at this stage of my life is a gift beyond all being. But I can't do it. I cannot do it if we have a group over here and a group over here and a group over here. Put down your walls. Put down your history. Put down your stories and allow me, with you, co-creating to make a new unity of Sheboygan. Thank you.